Hey guys, I'd like to share with you something that I've done off and on for a good portion of my life, and now that I'm doing it again, I'm reminded of how highly beneficial it is. And that's to have a morning ritual or routine, however you want to frame it. Sorry, trying to get comfortable here. A morning routine, okay? I know myself, in the past, I go through spurts where I do this morning routine. I feel great, I feel invigorated, and I feel just ready to tackle my day. And I also go through times where you know, life is moving pretty quick, and I just don't do that. I wake up, and I like check my phone, I got a million emails, and I'm frazzled, and I gotta get the kids to school, and I'm like slamming coffee, and I'm just kind of racing around. But that's not in our best interest, right? It's just not. Because when you're in that frazzled state, how productive are you gonna be at your job? How are your relationships gonna go with your loved ones when you're in that state? How is your diet gonna go? How are you gonna make your workout? There's a good chance you're not gonna do any of those things as good as you could if you just took a few minutes in the morning and established a routine. Now, I'm gonna share with you my routine, but there's nothing inherently special about what I do. You could just be inspired by this and take what I say and create your own routine. You know, I know what puts me in a good, when I say a good state of mind, what I mean by that, I'm trying to achieve clear thinking, the state of inspiration and joy and like motivation, and just centered and calm and really just ready to take on whatever the day throws me, whether it's a busy day and a hectic day or just a normal day. I like to start with that fire, okay? So what I do in the morning, as of 3 days ago, I'm gonna keep it up though, okay? Again, I've gone off and on this little routine many times. Okay, so I wake up in the morning and I don't drink my coffee right away. I fill up my shaker bottle here. It's, I think, what we got, like about 750 milliliters, so almost a liter of water. I'll just drink this as quickly as I can. And I do that, and that's something I think you guys should do, whether it's part of your like special routine or not. Because if you just think about it, our body was just sleeping for hopefully around 8 hours and not getting any water. Now, if you go 8 hours during the day and don't drink water, you're gonna feel it, okay? So just kind of put it in perspective. So your body wants water. It's like around 70%, I think, of our body is composed of water. It's obviously an important component to our life. Water, breathing, food. That's it. It's one of the three, one of the big three, and it makes up a good portion of our body. So drink the water, and don't just drink any crappy water. Nowadays, I could talk about this because I know for a long time. People weren't really aware of how unhealthy and how many toxins are in their just basic tap water. And we're in Michigan, and our water is relatively pretty damn good compared to the rest of the world. I live in Florida, I live in other places, and we haven't made as far as that goes. But there's all sorts of fluoride, there's chlorine, there's all these chemicals that really have no business being in our water. In fact, a good portion of the world, major countries, you know, China, most of Europe, Australia, all these different countries basically have completely banned some of the stuff that's in our water, like fluoride. So take that for what you will. Our country puts it in our water on purpose. Other countries deemed it as toxic and harmful, and it's not allowed in the water source. Okay? So, again, do your own research if you want. But it certainly does help to have like an alkaline water. The water at the gym is always alkaline. It's always super high quality water. Sometimes I get it from Whole Foods, their filtration system, which in the past wasn't where it is now. I was actually pleasantly surprised when I looked into that when I took my filter home. But oftentimes I fill it from my house of this awesome stuff called Pristine Hydro. You can look it up. It's the bomb. It's badass water, put it that way. It's about as good as it gets, really. So you want to fill your body with good water, okay? If at the very least, get a Brita filter from the store. It's like $30, and keep it on your faucet. That's just going to be just fine, okay? So I start my day with water. It just takes a few minutes because I'm thirsty, and once you kind of get going, you'll really get into it. And not only is it good to have the water earlier in the day, but it kind of sets the stage. I know a lot of my clients struggle to drink all their water. They just don't like water. They don't drink much water. But if you have a big cup of water in the morning, I guarantee you're going to find yourself just naturally drinking more water. So I always do water. What do I do next? After that, I do a little bit of light stretching. And I'm not trying to break any flexibility records with this because we're tight. We kind of compress. Try touching your toes right when you get up. It's going to suck. You're going to feel super tight. So I don't do anything too crazy. I just do a little bit of yoga. I like yoga. It doesn't have to be yoga. It can be just sitting up in your bed. You got your water there and you're leaning forward and trying to touch your toes. Very gently. It should not be like, you'll never do that. For one, that's not going to make you more flexible and it's just going to suck and you'll never in a million years keep up this routine, right? So some light stretching. And then I do deep breathing, pranayama. Now, I'm going to show you what I do. I took it from the Bikram yoga class I sometimes go to. They have a really kind of a strange looking way of breathing. However, I find that when I practice it, it really does seem to increase my lung capacity, and I just feel better. When you actually do this deep breathing, and I'm not talking for 20 minutes, I do like 5 breaths. It takes like maybe 25, 30 seconds because they're kind of longer breaths, but it really does it. It wakes you up naturally. You feel good. You feel fired up. After the water, man, you do a little stretching. Now you got this breathing going. You're gonna feel great. So let me back up a little bit, and I'm gonna show you guys what to do. Now, you do want to be standing here. I'm sitting down. I don't feel like adjusting everything. It's not necessary. I'll just show you what I do, and you don't have to do that. You can just look up online deep breathing exercises and pick whatever one you like. But this one works pretty well, okay? Let's see. So, I clasp my fingers. I put them right under my chin. And again, normally I'm standing nice and upright, and I pin my elbows down. Now I'm going to inhale through my nose, and I'm going to make a weird sound with my throat. That's kind of what they tell you to do in the class. And you're sucking your stomach in and just breathing in as deep as you possibly can. This is more of a lung breath. Not even really so much deep breathing, although you're taking in a lot of oxygen. But it's effective and it gets the job done. So I'll just shut up and show you. And so on. So as you inhale, your elbows come up, you keep your chin down, you try to pinch your elbows up as high as you can, and as you exhale, you lean back, you open your mouth, and you try to pinch your elbows together. I do that 5 times, that's it. I don't particularly like doing deep breathing, although, again, spending 30 seconds on it, it makes me feel so good that it's totally worth it. The 4th thing I do, I think it's awesome. You guys might think it's kind of weird and pointless, but it does it for me. And again, it could be something else for you. I like to bring to the front of my mind my vision on all levels of where I want to be in, say, a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years, whatever I want to be, some kind of master vision. And that includes like where I want to be with my career and business, where I want to be with my family and relationships, where I want my body to be, how much service, how much am I contributing to society, whatever tangent things I kind of want, whatever you dream of. And I say dream big. So many people limit themselves because they don't believe it's possible for them to have awesome things, to have like the dream house or the vacation home, or to become famous. Whatever it is, man, go for it. Most people are not going for it. There's only some people who are really shooting for the stars. So there's a lot of competition if you're just striving to be slightly above average or slightly beyond mediocre. Everyone's doing that. And no one's really trying that hard. Everyone's kind of going through the motions. Go for the stars. If you don't hit them, you're going to hit a lot higher than you would have. So I like to just remind myself, I want to be here. I want to feel this way. And it just it gets me excited about it. It puts, again, this master vision. Because say I want to be somewhere exceptional in 5 years. If I want to get there, really it's going to be determined by a simple accumulation of all the little mini decisions I have up until that point. It might seem like one little thing is not very important, but they all really do accumulate and add up to get you to where you want to be. Now, if I have in the front of my mind where I want to ultimately be, it's going to certainly influence my day-to-day decisions. Whereas normally I would have woken up, I would have been frazzled, I would have said, screw it. I would have gotten a donut at Starbucks or whatever, something like that. But if I do this routine, I'm all psyched up about it, I'm going to, fuck no, I don't want that damn donut. I want to be here. This donut is just going to bring me back. It's going to take me a few steps back. So I encourage you guys to have that. And this is going to really help you, whether you want to use it as like a way of improving your life or not. That's not my area. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life. But for your fitness, it is very important to, these little techniques matter. They really do, because anyone can make a good decision when they're feeling good. And sometimes, whether you're not even trying or not, you're going to naturally get a wave of inspiration and a wave of motivation, and you'll be doing good. But what is tough is the normal times, your normal everyday routine, or the dark times you're going through. Many are going through tough times right now. So I find, again, this little routine, these positive visions and affirmations and visualizations, they really help me make good, sound decisions to where when I go to bed that night, I can look back and say, wow, I had a good day. If I multiply this day times, 2,000 and however many years that is, I'm going to be there. I always ask myself that every night. That if I multiply this day, and you should do that with your weight loss. If every day was like today, if it was Groundhog Day, where are you going to be in 3, 6, 9 months, a year? So again, that's my take on that. So that's my routine. It takes me all about 10 minutes. I got my little 6-year-old daughter. She's out of school right now. We do it together, some of it. She gets kind of bored, but she's the only one that wakes up. My wife is pregnant, so I let her sleep in, and hopefully the baby, he sleeps in as well. My other kid, not the little baby in the tummy. But anyway, so it's a neat thing. I get to show my daughter. I get to really give her. Whether you do it or not, I think we all can agree it's a positive thing. It's a good thing. So I get to share that experience with my daughter. You might have kids. Again, take this, make it your own. There's nothing special about anything I told you. However, water and deep breathing and stretching, that does the trick for most people. The whole positive affirmation thing, take it or leave it. It works for me. You do what works for you. You might get up and paint it. You might want to paint for 10 minutes, and that really just puts you in that mood. Go for it. Paint away. That's perfect for you. You find what works for you. But again, I wanted to share this thing because it's transformed my life in a big way in only a few days. And again, I've done it for longer periods in the past, and I don't know, I just gotten away from it, and I'm very happy that I've gotten back to it. And I really just wanted to share it with you because I know it's going to help you have a better day. It'll help you have a cleaner diet. It'll help you just reach your goals much faster. It's a very powerful thing, and if you have to wake up 10 minutes early, big deal. That's totally worth it to tackle the day with excitement and vigor and joy. Okay? So I will shut up now. I hope you got something out of this. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. And it does help if you wouldn't mind liking the page or making a comment. That's always helpful to get more views on YouTube. I believe this is a positive message, and the more people to read it, or not read it, but the more people to take it in, the better. Okay, thanks.